interesting story I saw out of Washington. So I'm bullish on the Washington Commanders bouncing back in year 2. Okay? Year 1, Jayden Daniels, unbelievable. They're calling it the greatest rookie quarterback season ever. Like a dummy, I was betting against them early. I'll remember last summer, I'm sure you guys remember it, when I came on the air and I was like, there's too much newness in Washington. New owner, new GM, new coach, new quarterback. Come on, that's just too much to overcome. It literally hadn't been done in NFL history where you have all of that new. I mean, remember, you got to get alignment with these guys. It's real tough. Take a look at what the Phoenix Suns did. You know, Ishbia tried to put together a team with a front office and everything to make the Suns a super team, and none of it worked. So what did he do this offseason? He aligned with all Michigan State guys. Go look it up. He's a Michigan State guy. Oh, new head coach? Yeah, Michigan State, of course. All Michigan State. So you got to get that alignment. So Washington didn't have it, and it didn't matter because this guy, Jayden Daniels, was so good. Jayden Daniels really helped a certain guy by the name of Terry McLaurin have the best season of his career. 13 touchdowns by far. It was his 5th straight 1,000-yard season. I mean, Terry McLaurin is great. Probably the most underrated receiver in the league because he was playing with like Taylor Heineke and Ryan Fitzpatrick and still putting up numbers. Here he is against the Cowboys in an extremely memorable game. I mean, Terry McLaurin is awesome. By most metrics, I would say he's a top 10 receiver in the league. You could argue he's pushing top 5 just based on numbers. And unbelievable stat. Hasn't fumbled, according to Pro Football Stats, in the last 4 years. Like, Terry McLaurin's right. And now he's upset with contract negotiations, and there's talk of a potential holdout. Not great. When you're all excited, you just got Laramie Tunsil, a new left tackle. You just got Deebo Samuel. You're like, we got to the NFC Championship. Can we make that next leap to the Super Bowl? Why not? And this is the problem Washington's up against. They've got cap space. The time to spend on ancillary pieces, wide receiver, running back, is now. Jayden Daniels is making peanuts. When he's out of the rookie deal, he's going to be at $60 million a year. So what is the holdup here? Now, I did get a text right before the show that this is going to be fine. It's not a big deal. This is not a huge agent trying to get his guy a major payday. And that's understandable. My guess is this gets done and it's much ado about nothing. That being said, I don't love this now for Washington. I mean, everything's positive. Things are looking rosy. This team legitimately could go to the Super Bowl. And now you got your best player outside of your quarterback kind of chirping. Hopefully, Dan Quinn and company can figure this out.
Okay. That was a messy segment for many reasons. I mean, first things first, Terry McLaurin is an elite top wide receiver in the NFL, without a shadow of doubt. The biggest problem is that he's had bizarre coaching, bizarre quarterback play, was part of, I mean, I guess technically 3 teams, right? You had the original name, you had the Washington football team, now the Commanders. Like, you know, he's had himself a career, and quite frankly, as Commanders fans are very quick to talk about, they're very quick to talk about how that the Commanders were very quick to not be talked about because of all the various issues that were going on out in Washington. So Terry McLaurin's greatness was always going to be under discussed. Just because someone like Tyreek Hill, honestly, think about how special and great Tyreek Hill still is currently, and yet who really talks about him that much ever since he went to Miami? I mean, seriously, at the end of the day, are you really talking about him? You're not. There's more talk about Devontae with Philadelphia Eagles than Tyreek, and why? Because one receiver is actually catching balls in Super Bowls and the other one's not. I mean, you hear more about Tyreek Hill for the wrong things than the right things. So where you are, the levels of team success that you're having matters tremendously. So yeah, I think he is tremendously underrated. This is, I mean, like kind of nothing. Let's not pretend like this is now some great big thing. Honestly, when I was kind of trying to figure out, what clips to do, and this is the first time I saw this, but I could, every time when I set up a clip, I see the bottom, right? I can see what the topic is, and I'm like, and before going into this clip, it was just like they were trying to lead into it. It was like coming up next or whatever, and it was just like, trouble with Washington or something, and I was like, all right. Or like why Terry McLaurin's contract is, bad news, a bad sign for the Commanders, and it's like, can we calm down? And then when he was like talking about how there needs to be alignment, yeah, the alignment was Dan Quinn, Cliff Kingsbury, and Jayden Dan. Like that is the alignment. That much was very obvious. Dan Quinn, highly respected, well established, well experienced, high level defensive head coach. Check. Gonna be the true grown up in the room. Cliff Kingsbury, an awesome offensive coordinator, an awesome offensive mind. If you wanted to doubt that before, that's fine. I already argued against that all last offseason, but it was like clear. Boom. Doesn't have to worry about being a head coach. Doesn't have to worry about anything else. Just has to worry about the offense. Boom. Need a great quarterback? Jayden Daniels, let's go. Like that alone is the trio. Is the trio. We talk so much about how you need a great GM. Like Colin always talks about, you need a great owner, a GM, head coach, and a quarterback. And I think those things are. I mean, you can't go wrong, obviously, with that four. And you need a great GM, obviously. But I think at the end of the day, to really be able to consistently be great, outside of obviously like needing a GM who's going to be able to add some talent and an owner who's willing to pay and do the whole song and dance. But when we're talking about just like strictly on the field, it's quarterback, the head coach, whether he's offense or defense, and then the opposite side of the ball coordinator. When you have those three things, that is the trio. That is the trio. When you have that locked, you got the defensive locked, you got the offensive locked, and you got the leader at quarterback locked. Like, that's what it comes down to. And then even this question, clear Jayden Daniels needs his star receiver. He doesn't need his star receiver. Do you need the star receiver to maximize his team? Yeah, of course. You need weapons. But it's not like Jayden himself needs, McLaurin. Does the team need him? Like, I don't know. And then saying that I think that the Commanders will bounce back. What are they bouncing back from? Like, they don't need a bounce back. They're a bounce back. Like, CJ Stroud needs a bounce back. The Green Bay Packers need a bounce back. Like, the Washington Commanders don't need a bounce back. This isn't a bounce back. Like, I don't even understand that. And then the other kind of question about this is like, some people are saying that this was the best rookie year of all time. Yeah, because it was. I mean, because it just was. Some people are saying that 1 + 1 = 2. Yeah, because it is. It's because it's just a fact. Just a fact. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think some of these negotiations, listen, at the end of the day, you do in a lot of ways, and I know Commanders fans don't necessarily want to hear this, but take a page out of the Eagles' book. They kind of do it better than anyone else, quite frankly. They just quietly sign their players, man, without anyone ever knowing. It's just like, oh yeah, they just signed A.J. Brown. Oh yeah, Devontae taken care of. Oh yeah, Saquon Barkley taken care. Like, it's never a whole thing. You see the Bengals is the whole back and forth. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. Dallas Cowboys and Jerry Jones. Are we gonna sign Micah? Are we gonna sign CD? Are we gonna do Dak? It's like always something. Even the Kansas City Chiefs playing games, like the 49ers, Ayuk, like it's always something. You do just want to be able to take care of this. Just like, yeah, it's good. But I don't think this Commanders team is enough. Like this Commanders team is too grounded to like have this be kind of like a thing necessarily. And Terry McLaurin is clearly not a diva wide receiver. If he was a diva, if he was already kind of like a hothead and kind of like, all right, you kind of have to manage his personality and whatnot and what he does with on the field compared to off the field and all that. And now there's some contract negotiations. Like, then I would say, all right, yeah, this can get maybe a little bit weird. Now you added Debo and this with that, and is he going to get less touch? Like, then you can kind of start to play that game, and I get it, but like I just don't see that at all. I mean, Terry McLaurin has just been a pro's pro of a pro. So I mean, even in the beginning of the season, when the Commanders were having success and Jayden Daniels was having success, like it's not like Terry McLaurin was lighting the league on fire. Like it took a little bit of time. I think it was probably not until like the Bengals game, I forget exactly, but it took a minute or two, and then the rest is history. And he was great with it. He's been great through this entire process. That's also why someone like Terry McLaurin is underrated, because he's not constantly chirping and complaining and crying. You hear more about someone like a Pickens than a Terry McLaurin. And again, for the wrong reasons, but sometimes the wrong reasons draw your eyes on him, and then people start talking about him more and say, well, this guy is such an amazing wide receiver. He's upset because of the quarterback situation, and then it just like kind of continues to build to in a weird way the greatness of said player. But if you kind of just put your head down and do your job, unless you're a popular team, unless you're a team that's actually winning, you just don't get discussed that much. So, but yeah, also Terry McLaurin's got to strike while the iron's hot. He's got to get his money too. So I get it, and it is something that you obviously want to take care of, but like I don't think we even have to remotely hint at it being kind of trouble. Like, this is what I saw. Why Terry McLaurin's contract dispute is a red flag for the Commanders. It's like, all right. Let's, he's about to force himself out of the Commanders now. Like, let's, red flag, I mean, it's not even a yellow flag. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Washington Commanders? Terry McLaurin's contract, I guess, with the impact that it could have on their ability to have a bounce back season. Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.